Hello, this is Laura from DNAngels, and I got another really fun story for you. All right, our client's name is Sue, and I don't know if you guys all know this, but we actually have like a telephone line that you can call in and ask questions. Some people aren't computer savvy, so they find information out that way. All different things that you can do when you call in. So we had someone call in and told a story. Essentially, she had grown up in the foster system and she had a really hard time. She was never adopted. She's in her 60s now. She has a wonderful life. So let's all drop her some supports of any kind of jewel colors below. She does have a really wonderful life, but it was tough growing up. She had no sense of normalcy and connections. She moved homes quite a few times growing up. And she was put up for adoption as an infant. Day one, she was put up for adoption. Now, women back then, so this Sue was in her 60s. So back then, there was something called the baby snatch error. So a lot of times, the moms really weren't fully consenting to these babies. A lot of times, it was teenage moms. They got pregnant. Their parents sent them away. We all know those stories. There's actually a really good book called The Girl Who Went Away. I think that's it. And I will check for that. It's a really great book about that era of time. But so she was never adopted. And when she called in, because she had just stumbled by us in YouTube, and we gave her the advice that you need to go ahead and do an ancestry test because we do require an ancestry test to take you on as a client. So she did the ancestry test. Luckily, recently you had all those really good $39 sales and things on Ancestry. She did a test and it came back. She contacted us again on the phone and we gave her the link to the Facebook page where you go in. It's like the DNAngels screening room, it's called. So if you have anyone who wants to come or has any questions, they can go to the DNA screening room, answer a few brief questions, and someone will get back to them. But they need to answer the questions because if they don't, Ancestry kicks you out and we don't even know that you tried to apply. The DNAngels screening room, it's where to go. So she went there and she was assigned an angel. It wasn't me, but it was an interesting story. So she got working with the angel and she all of a sudden had some really good matches. She was able to get connections on all four of her grandparents' sides. I'm reading the notes from the angel who wrote it here a little bit. So not everyone likes to read these things. So, and people do like their stories to get out because they feel like if they can help one person understand it, that's all worth telling their story. So there were matches to all four grandparent lines, but it was like really something strange was happening. Looking back on it, you know what it is, but something strange was happening and you couldn't tell exactly what's going on. They wanted some closer matches, so uploaded her DNA to Family Tree DNA because you could upload your DNA from Ancestry or 23andMe into Family Tree or 23andMe into Family Tree DNA. That's a tongue twister today. And so she did that and got some really good matches. But it was just puzzling because looking at the four sides, it was just strange. There was a married couple in there and it just seemed like it was really high matches. It was just very strange. It ended up being a great niece, but the DNA was really high. It just seemed really strange. How could it be the half great niece? They all matched all the lines. So there's definitely another sibling out there. Because if you're matching we break things into colors. So all four colors of the grandparents. And so this great niece had all four colors, meaning that she descends from all four of those, meaning that Sue has a full sibling. So the plot thickens. So we have our wonderful Robin of our liaison services, and Robin actually made a phone call and she got a call back within 2 days. She had calls back from everyone, ended up hooking up Sue with this DNA match who hooked her up with her siblings. And I told you there's some strange thing in there. The strange parts too were that the parents that matched would have been really young to have a kid. So there's just a lot going on. But it ends up that the parents that we found were her parents and they're married now. So it's one of those situations. The young teenager got pregnant. The parents probably sent her away. And these two people loved each other and didn't have a chance. So, and so put some more jewels down there because this is kind of sad that they got married and they had been looking for their child for years, but they could not get paperwork. They tried to get it from her mother when they were getting married out of high school. So not even sure if it was a legal adoption or legally that she gave her to the foster system. It was just really sketchy. We're still not exactly sure what's happening with that. But these parents looked for their daughter the whole 60 years. Sadly, the mom had passed away just a few years before, maybe 4 years before. But she was ill. She had cancer, which is another good reason our client Sue really wanted to know some medical history because she has kids and grandkids of her own. Her mom did have cancer, so Sue was able to get screening for that. And thankfully, she does not have the BRCA gene, which is great. But her mom, when she was ill, wrote her a letter. Can you imagine reading a letter? That brought tears to my eyes, literally. You got a letter from your mom. So she has a letter explaining things. And obviously, we're not going to ask her what this letter says. It's all her personal information. But wow, she has all these pictures when they were young. She actually had a tiny picture of herself when she was born. Her parents did get that picture. But she's got siblings. And they all look just like her because they're full siblings. So it's just crazy. So she did have a wonderful life, but now it's upon blessing that she has this new family that is all hers. It's just crazy to think about. I'm trying to see if there's any other notes here, but no, that's it. The letter kind of got me. But we do know that she said that I'm so sorry. This was not of my doing. So there's a lot to that. That's the part that was relayed to us. But you can see back then how that happened, where things have gotten a lot better for our generation. I hope it stays that way. It's nice that adoptions are becoming more open now and records are becoming open, which is another key, because everyone does deserve to know their name, right? Their name, where they come from, their medical history. So all this stuff is important. And actually, there's an organization called Right to Know, and we are partnering with them in the winter for a conference. So I went before. It's very, very powerful for adoptees. And we're going to be working on the genealogy track of that. But it's a really powerful conference. You can look it up, Right to Know, if you're interested in that. But anyway, I just wanted to put this happy story. What dream of a child of getting to find both of your parents. She met her dad. He is living, and that's wonderful and crazy because the dad feels like he lost his wife, but he found his daughter. So it's very, very bittersweet is more what I'm going to say. But anyway, so share, and please let us know if you have any stories that you would like for us to tell, and give some more jewels down there for Sue, because this couldn't have been a happier ending. All right, you guys all stay safe out there. Lots of weather's coming around my area, so hopefully you stay safe and cool. It's really hot out. Have a good night.